Hi crafty friends, Shana from ShanoukiArt. Let me take you along while I create these two journal cards. I was aiming for shabby chic with these cute teacups, but I think they're a bit more boho. Not sure. We don't have to label them. They are perfect pocket fillers. As a base, I used my very first altered playing cards. These are them. I have scanned them and made them printable. They're available in my coffee shop if you're interested to purchase. I'll put the link in the description box below. They have many uses. Today I'll show you one. And the little teacups I have used are from Making and Creating. It's from a brand new section on their website called ClipArt Corner. That too will be linked in the description box below. Because they are a clip art, you can take the image and you can resize it and print it as many times in whatever size you like. I'm going to start by cutting out two of my altered playing cards. I print them on regular copy paper, which is 80 GSM. Because the paper is just regular, I want them to be slightly sturdy as I'm going to use them as a journal card in my journal. So I'm going to stick them onto a piece of cardstock. This is one-sided cardstock. I like the other side because it is quite plain and easy to write on. Of course, you can use anything that suits your theme. I'm using a glue stick to attach these. You can either cut the corners rounded or you can use your corner punch to round those off. I'm then distressing the edges, the front and the back, and I'm using the color Walnut Stain from Tim Holtz. The altered playing cards are pretty busy. There's a lot going on. And that's okay if you're using them on their own as is. I'm using the altered playing cards as the background of my journal card, so I don't want it quite so loud. Using one of my favorite stencils, I'm going to apply some texture paste through the stencil using my palette knife. This allows just some of the altered playing card to shine through, and although it probably looks a little busier now, it does soften the overall look. Bear with me. I'm now going to apply some Distress Oxide spray. The color is called Tea Dye, but I'm not going to apply it in the spray form. I'm going to apply it as a liquid. Applying it just on the edges of the card, I then spray water and use a wet paintbrush just to allow that ink to seep down through the texture paste into the grooves of the stencil marks. And it also goes over the texture paste, so it doesn't have that stark whiteness anymore. It gives it a soft vintage color. I'm leaving it to be uneven. I don't want it all covered in the same level. We like lights and darks to add dimension. You can see how the white of the texture paste has softened now that I've put that ink. It blends somehow into the background and creates a softer feel. I'm going to fussy cut out my focal points, which are my teacups with flowers. I really love the bright colors of these, and they're really cute with the roses inside. I'm going to add some more ink. I'm going to use my blending brush and some more of my Walnut Stain ink, and I'm going to rub it all over the texture paste to give it more dimension. While I have the blending brush in my hand, I am going to use it in the little handles of my teacups just to make that white part inside the handle match my background. It's difficult to cut that out. It's a very small area and I don't want the paper to tear. I'm not going to place my teacup clip art directly onto my journal card. I want something in the background to frame it and to allow it to pop. I have a page from an old scrapbook book that I'm going to use. It's white with black text, and I'm just going to use my ruler to tear a rough rectangle shape that's going to go behind each teacup. I am going to lay it down long ways as I like the text running downwards. I've then got some thread that's matching for each teacup. I have a maroon for the one on the right that matches the rose, and then a green for the one on the left to match the leaves. I'm just bunching the thread and applying it underneath on the bottom left hand corner underneath my background paper This just helps add texture and balance with the color. And basically, I just love using thread like this. I'm going to use clear craft glue to attach the background paper to the journal card. You don't need to really apply additional glue for the thread. The fact that you're applying glue to this background paper and the thread is just underneath, that is sufficient, in my opinion, to stick the thread down. You can apply extra glue if you feel it's not going to stick well. I've gone through my rub-on stickers. These are from Taperlogy, link again in the description box below. And I'm trying to find a few that match the teacup flowers or the colors that I'm using. I want to add a little bit more just behind the teacups to extend that floral out a bit. Once I've found the design I want, I'm just going to peel off the backing and then apply it to the area where I want to place the rub-on, and I use my paddle pop stick to rub that really well, and then I'll peel off the top layer. They are really very easy to use. And not just for paper, I found many different surfaces you can use the rub-ons on. I will link that video in the description box below. And these are some washi tape flowers. I've just found a nice pink one that's just going to go behind that on top of the green rub-on I've just placed to create a bit more balance. And then I'm going to stick my teacup down. For the other one, I have these pretty pink flowers with a little bit of green. Those are going to go in the top right hand corner as well. And then my teacup goes on top. I also want to add a couple of sentiments. I say a couple because I want to add more than one. I want one on top and one at the bottom. I want it quite full. Sometimes they say less is more. Today I say more is more. So I'm going to apply 2 on each. And I have the sentiments that are black writing on different color browns. The backgrounds are like different vintage colors, which I think match the overall look really well. And although they are stickers, I am going to apply glue to the back to make sure they stick down really well. You would have seen I used the glue stick first, which didn't work great because we do have texture paste there and the thread. So we're going to rather use a liquid glue. I'm using a clear craft glue for this to make sure the sentiments stick down well. You can add these cards to your journals by popping them into a pocket. You can attach them to the page with a paper clip, or you could even send them off as happy mail to your crafty friends. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I really hope you enjoyed it and were inspired to create your own journal cards. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. Thanks again for watching. Happy creating, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.